6 weeks ago, we announced our plans to set up a one-of-a-kind boutique resort right here in the Philippines. Since then, we've been busy meeting with legal advisors, real estate experts, potential investors, and other partners, but we've also been researching available land and existing resorts for sale. Today, we're flying the kids to Dumaguete to get their scuba certifications with our friends at Critter Republic, and figured this would be the perfect opportunity to explore the area as a possible location for our hotel. So does the southern tip of Negros check enough of our boxes to become our new home base? Let's find out.
We're taking another Philippine Airlines flight to get there, so we're at Naya Airport, Terminal 2, and we are boarding. Now it's easy to get to Dumaguete from Manila. There are several flights throughout the day, but it's also an international airport, so there are a ton of options to get there, which is a huge plus for a resort.
It's supposed to be an hour and 20 minutes flight, but that's like from the moment we push back until really probably when we pull in to our spot at the next airport. So probably less than an hour of flight time is my estimate.
Kids like Phil more than me, so he's gonna sit with them. I'm in the back. So you're vlogging on your own again, babe.
It's a bit more crowded than that business class Philippine Airlines flight I just took a couple of days ago. If you didn't catch that episode, check it out.
For further information, please
hopefully we're taking the Critter Mobile to the Critter Republic.
So we've made it to the island of Negros. We're in Negros Oriental, and we have landed in Dumaguete, but we're actually going to take a quick drive down to Darwin. This is actually the same place that Colt and I traveled to just a couple of months ago, and that was a separate episode where he got to do some scuba diving.
I just looked out the window and I saw the yellow Critter Mobile. They brought it. That's what I wanted. I thought it was a van because we can't fit much people on it. But there's a back. It's like a truck with a bunch of seats in the back. So it's gonna be so fun, yay!
Colt's referring to Justin and Judy Carmack. They're the ones who are kind of hosting us right now because they have a resort called Sierra Resort. It's the same dive resort that he and I stayed at when he did his scuba diving. We're gonna be staying there for this trip as well, and we're gonna be able to pick their brains about kind of the resort ownership experience here in the area. So they're meeting us right outside, and we are going to take the Critter Mobile to the resort.
Brooklyn and I are both gonna do a lot of scuba diving on this trip, but that's on another episode.
To the Critter Mobile! So I'm really excited to meet Justin and his wife and his dog, because I wasn't with them the last trip they came out here. There he is! Hello!
Welcome back to Darwin.
Did you bring it, Louie?
No.
Good to see you.
Hey.
So nice to meet you in person.
See you.
Good to see you. This is Brooklyn. Kids are gonna sit in the back, and we're in the car. We get to be inside. There's the AC in the car, maybe?
No.
No. That's all
Windows
right.
down.
I needed somebody to sit up front.
Justin, you've been in Darwin about 7 years now. What's like the big attraction for people to come to this area? Why would tourists come and spend time here?
So I've traveled all over the world because I was a travel writer, mainly writing about different destinations for scuba diving and marine biology. And I ended up here in the Philippines, and then more specifically this Darwin, Dumaguete area, because of the marine biodiversity. So there's a lot of places in the world, like some of the highlights of Philippines, food, you know, you name it, but that doesn't really, it's not super unique. You can find happy people or friendly people in different countries. You can find nature and hikes in different countries, but you can't find some of the underwater species that you can find here. So I ended up staying here because there's so many species that you can't find in other countries that are really unique, and I could show our subscribers like things they've never seen before and educate them on that. That being said, I know that not everybody's into scuba diving or marine biology, which is what makes Darwin famous, or the Dumaguete area. So there is a lot of land attractions here too that made me come to Dumaguete and Darwin specifically instead of other places in Philippines that had good diving but not the land stuff. So we got a handful of waterfalls, a whole bunch of hot springs, like natural hot springs and stuff like that. We got a handful of lakes and rivers and stuff like that. And then we have Mount Talanus and other mountains that are really, really high up, actually. I'm sure you just flew over and you can see it's just pure jungle and forest for this entire island. Just you can never explore even a fraction of it. So we have a group that they've established a lot of trails for either 1-hour trips or all-day trips to the summit. And they're blazing trails all the time because there's just unlimited jungles here. So you could do island hopping, you could do jungle trekking and biking. I have a lot of biker friends doing pedal bikes up the mountains. And then there's a lot of nature reserves with the DNR, you know, the Department of Natural Resources here in the Philippines. They have a lot of land. Of course we have marine sanctuaries, but they have land one as well, with monkeys and birds and all that stuff. So this is a really, really good nature destination and outdoor recreational stuff.
Well, it sounds like this is perfect for Colt, and we're actually pulling up to the resort right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I found you guys, is because Colt is also into the critters. And so last time you guys were here, we went chasing the toucans and geckos. And I've lived here 5-6 years, and he was showing me stuff in my own freaking driveway that I've never even seen. That I don't notice, and he's like, hey, look at, remember last time, he's like, look at that little lizard on the thing, and it was so far away I couldn't even see, and he was showing me lizards. So after you guys left, I've been sending you photos like, look, I've been noticing a lot more critters. So of course I had to show him my critters underwater and certify him for diving, and I think that blew his mind. So you guys are back, so we're gonna get certified now.
He's so funny. He has eagle eyes, and it actually took us a while to believe him, because we'd be driving and he'd be like, oh, I see a snake, and we look and we don't see anything. We're like, yeah, right, you saw a snake. But now we know he actually sees these little tiny critters, no matter how small they are, so far away, and they're there.
Oh, come here, honey buddy. Got a leaf in your hand. A leaf.
Oh my god. I thought it was a bug. Really nice resort. This is bigger than I expected.
Oh, nice to meet you,
So
madam.
nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice to see you again, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, this is a proper Filipino like lechon party here, an entire lechon.
And what's inside of it? What's it stuffed with?
Spicy.
Lemongrass? And is that edible too, or just for like aromatic flavor?
No. It's like, they just put it, so how they cook it is they fill it with lemongrass and all the little spices, and then while it's almost done, they start pouring Sprite on top. Makes the skin like really crispy, you know?
Like soda Sprite?
Oh yeah, actual Sprite.
So trippy.
And it makes it like really crispy. That's the Filipinos
'cause the
take
sugar.
that first. Yeah,
And
maybe.
Filipinos do love the
A little
sugar.
bit of flavor, but it's one of our divers' birthdays, so we threw her a birthday. So it's really good timing you guys got here.
Awesome. Happy birthday.
It's Angel.
Angel's birthday. Happy birthday, Angel.
Oh, and also Shane?
Yeah, his birthday's tomorrow.
I'd certainly say that a gathering like this is the kind of community that we're looking for. We definitely want to find a location that has a city with welcoming people and people we can maybe hopefully see as our family too.
And they have this fantastic black sand beach right here, which I remember from when I was out here with Colt. And you can just walk right in to do your diving, and it's actually really incredible diving right here off the shore. You don't need to take a boat or anything, but it's a really cool looking beach. Lava rock or something? Why would it be black anyway?
The property that we're gonna look at while we're here is not black sand. So it's a little bit further south, and I believe that's a white sand beach that's right on the resort that's for sale.
Critter Republic might be the best place that you can go to do diving in this area, whether you want to dive in Dumaguete or Darwin or Apo Island or even all the way over to Siquijor. But Justin's got another asset that's really cool, and that is his YouTube channel, which is Critter Hunter. And this is like, if you're into scuba diving at all, you're gonna love just seeing the footage and all of the adventures that he goes on. It's like his personal mission is to personally encounter every single species of marine wildlife that they have in this area. And he's already well on his way. You can see it's practically an encyclopedia, a video encyclopedia of all of these critters that are all around this area. But even if you don't like diving or you don't dive at all, understand that this is also just a great thing that you can put on the television, so you can, it's like having a virtual aquarium on your screen. But some of the adventures that they go on are pretty epic. In fact, that's what really turned us on to the idea of maybe going down to Tubataha, which is one of the most beautiful and remote places in the Philippines, and just the most spectacular diving, the most spectacular snorkeling, if that's more your speed, or even just being there on a boat and enjoying the absolutely incredible, like breathtaking turquoise waters and island scenery.
And since we're interested in this area, we are relying heavily on Justin for some advice. What is the one piece of advice that you would give us looking into resort life?
When you say resort life, I guess you mean property management in general.
That's exactly right, yeah.
I actually would have two, because it's hard to choose one. One would be the obvious one, is get really connected with the locals and friendly, and you need to make those connections. I found, being here about almost 10 years, every foreigner or expat has a reputation with the locals. It's either bad or good, you don't know. If you're the one that's always friendly and tipping at the parking lot, and you're making friends in the barangay hall people, that'll make my next rule a lot easier to navigate, because if you're by yourself with no connections, it's going to be really hard buying properties. And the second thing, lawyers. What you really want to look for when you're buying land in the Philippines is it has to have a right-of-way, a government right-of-way, like a barangay road. It has to be touching the road. Every time we look at properties, it has to have it has to be touching a barangay road, preferably cement.
I love that those were your two pieces of advice, because when we first arrived, we were talking about how great this community feels. I know that you're really well connected in the community here, but just seeing that hyper local on the property, that you're throwing a party for your diver, and the amount of food you have, and I mean, I think that community is so important. It's a beautiful thing. And also, the lawyer thing. That is such a good point, because we have been making so much progress on this resort idea that we have, and we've been talking to so many different types of people about it, including some people in legal. So that is absolutely something that we've been thinking about, but you've given us even more to think about.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can really connect with the community that a lot of people don't think about. There's expats that they just kind of want to be hidden, left alone, and they're mean. They're not really friendly. They get that reputation. And there's other ways to make a really good reputation where if you're having a business, you're going to be hiring a lot of locals. You guys are super friendly. It'll be very easy, but you can do as much as possible to really get in tight with the locals and the neighbors. Everybody, you'll be famous in your little wherever it is.
Because community matters, and it's not just because we can get something out of it, but like for our souls. Like, we need people to thrive.
This country is adopting us. They didn't ask us to come here. They're adopting us into their society and their community. So it's I feel grateful, and I try to spread. I'm not just helping their economy and hiring people, just trying to be part of everything.
Kindness goes a long way.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I know it's been a long day for you, and I know it's late. So thank you for picking us up and taking the time for us.
Yeah, definitely. The kids are doing their e-learning, their little test for their dive course tomorrow. Yeah. And then we're gonna hit it early in the morning and do some skills in the water.
A total multi-purpose trip that we're on now.
Aaron mentioned the attorneys, but since we launched that episode where we announced the fact that we were finally going to set up a resort in the Philippines, we have had an incredible outpouring of support and inquiries, which is exactly what we hoped for, because we were starting at ground zero. We don't know people who can help with this. We don't understand the laws. So I'd say that it maybe exceeded our expectations because of the number of attorneys or legal advisors that we've gotten information from, people who own land, even some who own resorts, just advisors in general in setting up entities, businesses, the relationships that you can have with partners, and then people who are interested in investing or partnering in other ways. So it has been exactly what we hoped for and exactly what we need to really push this idea forward as quickly as we can. Now, we're still always open to new ideas, and if you have a resort that you want to sell, or land that you want to sell, or if you are in some position that could help us with anything from entity setup to construction, design, architecture, operations, any of those things, we'd still love to talk to as many people as we can, because a lot of this stuff is local. So the people that we spoke to, you were, maybe in Cebu or in Manila, but having expertise in Siquijor or Camiguin, that sort of thing will be very useful, very helpful for us also. So if you fit into one of those categories, you can go to followabc.com/inquiries and just fill out that form so that all that information comes to us and we can easily track so nothing gets lost in the mix and we can start a conversation for anything with anyone who makes sense.
We're so grateful for everyone who's reached out to us already, and it's really helped us start to hone in on what we're looking for, because we started with like really huge broad ideas, and now little by little as we learn, we're narrowing down what we want. So we know that we want beach property. And again, anything is possible. We know that there are some locations like Bali that most of the resorts are really inland, and there are jungles and waterfalls and really cool, neat features. So we're still open to something like that, but I think water calls our name and we want to be on the beach. And another thing is that as we're going and learning about the complexities of building a resort from scratch, we're kind of looking more for one that's already developed, but ideally one that does need some work, because we definitely want to put our own stamp on it. We have a vision in our heads, and I know that once we identify the right property, like, we can fully develop that vision, and I cannot wait. But tonight, the kids are developing their scuba skills. They're doing their online course tonight, so we're actually gonna help them study, and we gotta get some rest because they're gonna wake up early and do part of that course in the morning. We're also gonna meet with our realtor tomorrow because she's gonna take us to go look at a property that is for sale not too far from here, a little boutique resort.
We're just waiting out front of the resort for Florida Lisa, our realtor, to pick us up and take us to look at this resort. It was supposed to be all four of us, but Brooklyn and Colt are still out diving right now with Justin and Mark and Tammy, having an absolute blast. We tried to get them to come along, and they said absolutely not.
And that is just a testament to how good of an instructor Justin is. He gets the kids excited, motivated, and most importantly, keeps them safe by making sure that they're informed and well-trained. And if you want to follow him, you can find him on Instagram and on YouTube at Critter Hunter.
But they're basically taking care of our kids for us for probably the next several hours until we get back so that we can head out to dinner.
I think this is her right here.
Ma'am,
how are you doing?
It's so nice to meet you.
I'm Phil.
And am I,
Philippines.
Yes, easy one.
am I saying your name correctly, Florida Lisa?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can call me Lisa.
Lisa? Okay. The property we're gonna look at is just a little bit further south in Zamboanguita. Is that good?
Zamboanguita, yes?
Yeah.
Zamboanguita.
In Zamboanguita. So really from the airport, this property would be about 45 minutes from the airport maybe? We actually got here faster than expected, less than 20 minutes from where we were in Darwin, but this is the town of Zamboanguita. And they are doing a lot for the infrastructure here. The roads are already pretty wide. And they're building another international airport that they're spending a lot of money on, not too far from this area, closer to this resort, and that's gonna be international.
The resort sits on about 7,500 square meters, so 3/4 of a hectare, and there are 8 total units that are available for rent right now, and that is via 4 duplex buildings. And then just from here, we can also see what is the bar, like kind of a yoga deck, restaurant, and I'm not sure what the building on the end is.
They also have the front office is over here. It's a detached building, and they don't have any on-property housing for the employees. And I imagine all the employees are locals here. How many employees are there? So the resort has had up to 27 employees, but right now you're at only 4 employees. The employee number dropped because it's for sale and they're kind of closing out the operations. They are still available. They're in operations now, just slowing down for the sale of the property. But let's look around. I'm excited to see more. So are there any restrictions on what you can build in here?
No.
No, okay. So we can pretty much put as many new structures, or what about height restrictions?
Because you basically own the land.
Yeah, so they got confirmation that there is no limit on how high of a building you can build on here.
Ah, here's the pool that I saw in the pictures. It's a beautiful pool with a beautiful view.
I want to check out how warm the water is. Oh, there's a hot tub too, and it's a warm tub. It's not turned on. Oh, cute. It has a waterfall for the hot tub. And the pool looks like it's infinity edge, and I actually love that it's ground level. So it kind of like goes right in line with the ocean. And this is a stunning view, especially right now of Apo Island. It looks like the sun is just shining, beaming down on it. And Apo Island is a really cool island here because it's just natives. I don't think that foreigners are allowed to step foot on the island. However, it's some of the best diving in the area. So we can go in the water around it, and the kids are gonna go in the water around it soon. In another episode we're filming, you'll have to check that one out where they're getting their scuba diving license.
This would obviously be one of my areas. This is the bar, which is, it's a pool bar. I mean, it's a resort bar, but it's basically a pool bar. So I think this is pretty incredible. I might modify it a bit. The back is not very functional right now, and that's where the views are. So I would want to have bar stools around the backside so that people could sit and look out at the gorgeous water. But otherwise, like, this is phenomenal. Like, what a great area to hang out. It's so social and open. This is like the open concept of pool bar areas. You can see the restaurant, the pool, the hot tub, of course, the beach and the sea and Apo Island, but you can also see each one of the buildings, each one of the duplexes right over here. So it's like, it seems so social.
Right next to the bar is what they call the yoga deck, but it seems like it could be used for anything. And I also imagine with our resort, it being an event center and having weddings as a big possibility, family reunions. And this would be a really neat place to have a special occasion, either a ceremony or get a DJ. Make it a dance floor.
And let's be honest, pretty much everything here, I think that we would want to change in some way, shape, or form, but that's pretty much what we're focused on right now. We're looking for a place that does have the potential, like we said before, for us to put our mark on it, for us to improve it. We don't want to pay millions and millions of dollars for something that is absolutely ready to go. We want that diamond in the rough that has a really good setting, really good bones, and the potential for us to turn it into our specific vision. So this in particular, I think we would probably completely replace it with something similar to what Aaron said. We would definitely want more units than what it has right now, but we also want to maximize the beautiful views and the beachfront stuff. So I could see us potentially getting rid of the restaurant over here, which we'll take a look at in a second, and instead converting this, which is a standalone bar, and then this particular thing into more of a large covered pool, what do we call it, like a beach club or a pavilion. So then it would be multifunctional, and it frees up, still with good views of the ocean right there, but then frees up this area to have some more units that are going to be beachfront.
I love it, and you're onto something. I wonder if this, yoga station platform can be moved. I don't think it would be.
No.
It doesn't have foundation, so yeah. So like, just move this to either over there or back there. And also something that we haven't seen or discussed yet is a spa. We would want to have some area dedicated for a spa. And that can be anywhere. That could be maybe build on top of the office area. So that's a second floor, and that second floor could be a spa.
I don't think we even have to go that far, babe. For what you're looking for, like, we don't have to move that deck. We could, the dance floor that you're talking about can be part of that big pavilion. Just move furniture out of the way so we can do dance nights or whatever. And for spa, in a place like this, we're not talking about a building where you'd go in and have an enclosed massage area. Like, why not have it be beachfront? Why not have it, we could build a deck going off so that when you've got your head down getting your massage, you're looking down at the fish in the ocean. And I've seen that before. So many times we've gone to resorts and just thought, here's what we would do differently, here's what we would change. And this is like the first time where it's actually an opportunity for us to do it. Like, we literally could buy this place if we wanted to. and do all of the things that we want to do. So it's like putting our money where our mouth is.
So this is the restaurant. It looks like it's an open restaurant completely. Can we take a look at the kitchen? It's all outdoor seating, but 3/4 of it is gonna be covered, and we could definitely bring in some ceiling fans and get the air circulating. But right now, it's like it's after 4:20 p.m. and the breeze, it's perfect right now. The temperature is really mild. I get some wind coming off of the water too. It's actually quite nice. I wanna look at the kitchen and see what kind of operation they have in there. What's in that one?
Way to owner's lodge.
Ah, okay,
Shortcut.
so that goes throughout. It's a shortcut. Okay. Oh, and this is a nice big kitchen. And then against the back, like the way they have it now, a bunch of freezers lined up back there.
But again, I really think we would relocate this and create a really spectacular pavilion that's a very social area. Beachfront, having basically all of this 15 to 20 feet wide, or I mean close to 10 meters of width, that has no view other than that tiny window out to the beach. Not the best use of the land as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know how usable this equipment still is. This looks like it's still functioning. It's still functioning, but definitely needs a deep clean.
Hey, restoring that's my kind of project. I would love to do that.
Phil does love that kind of stuff. That'd be a good project for him. Because if it's still usable, then keep it. I hate wasting stuff or throwing things out.
So currently on this side of the pool, there is only one like lodging area, and that's the owner's lodge. So they, so far, have not rented that out to guests at all. It's only been for the owner when the owner's in town. My understanding, by the way, is that the owner is from Japan. It's just one room, so I think it's a queen bed. It's not like multiple bedrooms. It doesn't seem like it's significantly different from any of the other lodging that they have here. But as much as we like the idea of having an owner's lodge so we could spend a lot of time here managing operations, construction improvements, and all of that sort of thing, I don't know that we would leave this one as is. We might just completely redo the entire beachfront right here and maximize the guest experience.
I agree on maximizing the space for the guest's experience versus us or an owner's experience. This view is to die for. But I'm a little disheartened to see how much trash and plastics are on this beach, and I know that that is something that we would want to take on ourselves to clean up the beach as best we can. It just hurts my heart to see so much plastic in our ocean.
Totally agreed, but when I look at this, I see an exciting project. Number one, cleaning it up. I like anything that has good bones, and this beach has fantastic bones. First of all, this little seawall that they have right here looks very solid and very beautiful. So I don't think that would need to be changed out at all. I think it's gonna be functional. It's maybe, I don't know, in some places close to 1 meter high. So I think that's probably adequate for, you know, sea level rises, waves, tides, and that sort of thing. But obviously we could get out here and clean up all of this coconut stuff right now, all of the trash, even out the sand on the beach a little bit, and then just do a really good job of maintaining that with good groundskeepers who are out here every single day, raking, cleaning up, everything from seaweed to trash to the coconut stuff. I think it would be a phenomenally beautiful beach. And it's interesting how this is in between a light sand beach and the dark black sand beach that we have at the Sierra Resort right now.
Well, cleaning up the beach does make me think of an exciting point that I have. We really want our resort to be as little waste as possible. It's gonna be eco-friendly, and we wanna show how you can do eco-friendly and luxury, not just combined or say like, oh, it's eco-luxury, more like, no, it is luxury, but it's also eco-friendly. Did that make any sense? Click like if it did. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how we can just improve and continue to improve on lowering our footprint in this world and reducing our waste.
Well, I have to tell you, baby, I'm very excited that there is this much coconut on the land, enough to create all of this clutter, because there are so many things I would love to do with the coconuts.
Coconut products! products. They make the best bath scrubs, they make the best oils, they make the best
cocktails.
Cocktails. There's so much you can do with the coconut.
All right, let's see if we can check out one of the units, even though, again, I think that we should expect to do some significant improvements to them. It'll be good to just understand what the footprint of each one looks like, so let's check it out.
A great thing about having a place that's already built and that you can take over and improve on is that the electricity is already in place, and you don't see any spaghetti wires because the electricity here is underground, and they also have city sewage, which is a huge plus. Room 4. Nice white clean walls. These units were built in 2020, so the current owner did not have the best timing opening a resort right before the pandemic happened. But it looks like they have a little maybe kitchenette that they were trying to set up in this area with a fridge and a sink outside of the bathroom. So maybe a mini bar. And we don't see any TVs on the walls here. It has an AC, and I noticed that there's an AC on all of the buildings. The bathroom's big enough for a tub, and it's set up with one sink here. I think with a countertop this size, we would have dual sinks for vanity. And then toilet over here. Bed test! You know what? This mattress is pretty nice. Well, it's probably only 4 years old. It feels like new. Good mattresses. We'll keep those. But here you go, this $1 million view.
You know, the one thing that we haven't covered yet, and one of the main reasons that we wanted to make sure Colt in particular came with us tonight, is his Colt in the Wild experience. So that one area, that one building, that one facility where he could care for reptiles and maybe some additional wildlife. But that's kind of his passion at play within this entire concept. He's super psyched about it. So I think one of our biggest challenges here is that we're going to be very limited on space, on real estate, so it would have to be something on the smaller side, which frankly is fine by us. But Colt's got these grandiose visions for multiple buildings, housing all sorts of species. So I don't know if those two things are really going to come together, but there's definitely some good potential for something on a smaller scale here. Well, I think that that was very helpful, like to get a lay of the land and just understand from a high level logistical, spatial perspective what we're dealing with. It's a whole lot better than just looking at something on a website or on a printed page, a listing. It really helps us visualize what would need to happen here for this to be the resort that we had in mind. Nothing that really rules this one out. I think it could be a fantastic option. A couple of factors at play here that we'll discuss in a little bit offline, but yeah, I think, thank you.
It checks off so many boxes, but it's so helpful that we're able to be here in person to see it, because we've been looking all over the Philippines, and we even honed in on one property that we spoke online. Unfortunately, that one is not for sale anymore. And plus, I don't think we would have pulled the trigger on something that we haven't seen and walked on yet. And we have other resorts that we're gonna look at too. And I really wanna discuss this with Justin, and I wanna get his feedback on some of our thoughts.
Well, you guys went and looked at that property while we were diving. What did you think of that?
So there are a lot of boxes we can check off for it. It's got 8 units already built. We would probably wanna expand on it. The views are incredible. They're awesome, like straight at Apo Island. Like killer views. If it was just the view alone, I'd say go for it. But my biggest problem is I feel like it's priced a little high. It's 70 million pesos, which is 1.2 USD for anybody in the US. And I think that's a little high for being under a hectare, and I think it needs significant amount of improvements on it.
Yeah, at 70 million for that location, it's a little high. I'm sure they never give you the rock bottom price for the first time, but for that location, it's good for, there's a lot of island, jungle treks and hiking and animal reserves and stuff, plus the quick Apo Island hopping trips you could do. But I think at that price, it's a little far out of town from the bustling, growing Darwin and Dumaguete. So it would be a 10 or 15 year investment to get your money back. or to make a lot of capital gains. So you can't really go wrong with any real estate around here. But if you just want to look at another property, I know another resort that's probably at least that big, maybe bigger, right down the beach, same beach, huge white beach, and it's much more built. I think they have 20 or so rooms.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they got, so if I remember right, they have 10 luxury rooms, and then they have 10 budget rooms without AC, like 500 a night, kind of, or 1,500 a night, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they have a really nice 2-bedroom owner's villa, I guess, where you guys could live, or you can rent it out for like 50,000 a night or something. So yeah, I wouldn't make any decisions. Tell you, look at this one. It's double the price, but more than double the resort.
Gotcha.
You don't have to put any money into it.
I'd love to check it out. Do you want to check it out?
Absolutely, I am in. Let's do it. So tomorrow we've got another place to see. We are so curious about this resort, but what Justin tells us about it, it sounds pretty up our alley. So he's gonna take us there now, and we'll see for ourselves.
Into the Crittermobile.
This seriously looks like one of those tropical Filipino resorts. It really looks like something we would get.
This is literally a tropical Filipino resort.
We're actually right back where we were yesterday in Zamboanguita. So another quick drive to get here. My gosh, first impressions, 100%, 10 out of 10. This is just one of 3 potential restaurants on this property. And the whole thing seems like it's covered, but there is some more patio space under the tree over there for additional seating if we needed it. And I think it's set up for Italian food to be served here because they have a really special pizza oven. I was gonna say like wood fire, but no, pizza oven. That's easy to say. But we're gonna check out the kitchen.
So much kitchen space. There's a salamander over there.
Where's the salamander?
Salamander is like a really hot broiler. We could make some really good steaks in there. You can cook pizzas in there. Industrial strength and size refrigerators in here. Look at the fryers. Basically everything. And this is a really big cooking kitchen operation right here. And it's just part of what is apparently completely off-grid because about half of the electricity here is supplied by solar and the other half is from an on-site generator.
Solar's for primary, generators for backup, and they also have city power. We're gonna check out their standard room. They have 6 of these available. I actually like that they have the stone floor. It just feels really natural in here and nicely decorated.
So the owner who built it shares a lot of the same passions that I have, which is making things as indestructible as possible. The epoxy gravel floors with some bigger inlays, and then the shelving that's just very durable, solid wood, and then the pipe, the plumbing pipe that goes all around it. Concrete construction for virtually everything in this resort. Even a lot of the things that look like wood, such as the bamboo trim, are made out of concrete. So the wood is actually used in mostly decorative elements, like what's on the doors here or what we saw on the back wall in the restaurant.
Yeah, he got tired of replacing things, either broke by guests or weather or whatever. So even little things like curtain hangers, you can hang on a 300-pound guy, or the TV stand, or the towel rack, the little refrigerator. It's all like permanent. Can't steal it, can't break it, can't do anything. And I run my own resort. It's a good idea, believe me.
Maybe nowhere else on the resort is going to be a better example of what we were just talking about than right here in the bathroom. You go into a bathroom in many resorts, especially in the Philippines, and there might be some things that are severely out of maintenance. For example, let's say the door opens and it's going to hit the wall, which maybe is drywall or plaster, and you end up with a dent there. Not gonna happen. Can you hold that open for me, buddy? Baseboards, there are no baseboards. The floors can buckle because they get wet and they're laminate or they're wood that just expands. You're not gonna have that problem here. Countertops could either be tile that cracks or breaks or where tiles come off, or it could be a laminate product that's pulling apart None of that here. This thing is indestructible. That'd probably look exactly the same 20 years from now. And the shower doors are always a problem. What do you do if you're gonna have sliding shower doors? You've got mildew issues in the corners. If you have glass shower doors, sometimes the hinges break, or you have to connect the top corner of the glass because otherwise they go back and forth too much. And here it's like you're showering in a very natural cave. It's almost like an outdoor shower kind of feel, which is one of our favorite things in the world. This entire thing, you could just walk around with a baseball bat, kicking it and hitting it, and you're not gonna do any damage. I love it.
But don't do that! This is a beautiful touch. Here they have a chalkboard above the room and the number so you can welcome your guests by name. Babe, 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 the bar! You're gonna love the bar. This pool is humongous, and the majority of the solar panels are, you know, creating some shade. It's like dual purpose. It's shade creating and solar obtaining. The pool has a little infinity part to it over there where you can see the namesake of this hotel.
Not only is the structure of this building completely like stone and concrete, but even the pool rule sign is concrete, so never gonna break it.
They've got a really special spot up here. So this is like around the bar overlooking the pool. And the railing is made out of concrete but painted to look like wood. Brilliant. It's like a little flex space up here. So they have a bunch of books, and you could also use it for yoga, possibly massages, maybe special moments like a proposal, how sweet, and maybe special dinners. I mean, possibilities are limitless. Also concrete.
Believe me, I run one of the biggest resorts here, and it's all wood. It's not concrete and sculptures and stuff. And we are at war with termites, weather, rot. Like bamboo only lasts a couple years at most, and you're always replacing it. So like you can see some of these roofs, they still have the thatch, which is like a banana leaf. That's just a covering, because you can see it's most houses. This would be called native housing or native roofs. It's built like a fortress.
We're gonna check out another room that is a little bit bigger than the other one we saw, because this is the family room.
This would be terrifying for one. Actually, no, it's not that bad. It's like just the size of my bed.
But this is all solid. Like, I'm trying to shake it so hard with all my might. It's bolted into the floor. And you could fit a family of 5 in here, which we love as travelers that used to travel all the time as a family of 5. And it was hard to find rooms that worked for us. And the bathroom is pretty much the same as well. Awesome, just a little bit bigger in this one. An apple mango?
Yeah, it's even better than mango.
There's an apple mango? And there's a tree on the property here. It's an apple mango?
That's an apple mango tree?
Yeah. An apple mango?
The property is totally off grid with water. They have 2 deep wells, and then the pumps take it right up here into the tower above the CR for the pool area, and that's where the storage tank is.
Look how beautiful this walkway is here.
Even the trash bins here are concrete.
The name of the resort came to be from a really fun story. These little tiny chocolate hills here came because they were digging out the pool, and they kept making these piles, and people would comment, it looks like the chocolate hills in Bohol. So they said, keep them and cover them with landscape. And so that's why they named it the White Chocolate Hills Resort.
They also, when they rebuilt, they made every room look like a chocolate hill, but white. So these is white chocolate hills.
I see. That also makes sense. And past the chocolate hills and the gooey gooey fountain, we have a lower budget option for guests. These are cozy houses. The construction is bamboo, but also concrete. The foundation has concrete. These rooms are much smaller than the other ones we looked at, but they do have AC, and they have the television there. I see the electric outlets, and there's a bathroom back here. It's almost like a wet room. It's very simple, very easily made. And the purpose of these huts when they were originally built was to accommodate some divers that would come here, and they didn't want much for accommodations, but there is a special spot we're gonna show you. It's a dive shop. There are 7 of these units. We're getting the story of why these water buffalo, or also called carabao, are painted so colorfully and playfully, and it's because they had guests that would come out and they looked so realistic, maybe it was a little darker out, that they would freak out and they thought that they were real and they were in danger, but no. So that's why they had to paint them unrealistic colors. And right by the beach, right before you put your toes in the sand, is the third option where you could order food or have a potential restaurant. A fully functioning restaurant could be down here, or you could just use the huge kitchen up at front. But ton of potential here. This is a beautiful bar, and I love how shaded it is. And I bet if the fans were all going, it'd be pretty cool in here as well. You come right out of the beach and you wash your feet here, fill it with water, and then you don't track as much sand into the resort area. And it's right next to the dive shop. It's a little shop here, already set up. I believe that there is a business leasing the space, so it's in operation already.
So they got these little showers. When you go swimming, diving, snorkeling, you could come here and take a shower with all your gear, or just wetsuit on and take a shower here. And then there's little outdoor bathrooms. Clean your gear here. Of course, you want a little dive shop. It's not taking up a lot of room, but you can offer all your guests diving. And 90% of the people, even if they don't dive, they're gonna want to rent snorkel equipment and go out.
Let's check out the beach! The best feature of all. Huge stretch of sand out here. There's, I think, over 2,500 meters of beach here, and it is public, but you can use it for service. Like, we could have that beach bar there, and you can have servers come out with drinks, cabanas. You know, the sky's the limit as far as how we could use it.
The beach used to be less chaotic than this, in terms of some of the trash and the overgrowth that we have here, even some of the temporary housing from the fishermen over here. So we'd like to get it back to that state if we were to own this place, but who doesn't love a good beach cleanup project? I mean, it's so satisfying.
The most important part of any beach is that it's swimmable, very swimmable and enjoyable. I got my toes in the waves. We're gonna head back onto the property so that we can check out the owner suite. Owner suite could also just be a big villa because there are 2 bedrooms in here. So they've taken out some of the furniture. That's why it's probably so echoey. There's also an office here. Right now they're using it for storage. They're basically using the whole place for storage. But one of the bedrooms over here, and it has a walk-in closet, a nice big walk-in closet. And the second bedroom is on the other side of the unit. Some cleaning supplies in here. I think the other one is the master because it has the walk-in closet. But this one has a bathroom over here with a washer and dryer. Or I assume this is a washer, maybe not a dryer. Overall, I feel like this place speaks to us a little more than the other one. And we weren't expecting to look at it on this trip. So there's a ton of due diligence that we need to do. We're also checking out more properties next week when we go to Kamigan. So I hope you stick around to see those episodes too. And there's a lot to discuss. Phil and I haven't even had a chance to talk things over yet. I should let you in on the price. They are asking, I think, 130 million pesos, which is almost twice as much as the one we saw yesterday. There is a ton for Phil and I to discuss, so we're gonna go to dinner and talk it over.
Clearly, we're still in the very early stages of looking for a place, and there's a whole lot of work that we're going to do yet before we even decide on anything. Again, if you have any kind of a resort that you might be looking to sell, or if you have land, or if you are a potential partner or investor, we'd love to hear from you. Go to followabc.com/inquiries. And if you want to see how things do pan out ultimately, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the episode where we announce the launch of our new boutique hotel.
Yeah.
Want me to hold your ear?
What is that?
The lechon
Ear.
ear.
That's a pig's ear.
This one.
Yeah, this is a proper Filipino lechon party here, an entire lechon. Do not drop that camera.
Beautiful.
Don't drop
lady,
that camera.
baby.
I know, well, because it's like golden hour and a little overcast, you know.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, that color is my favorite color in the world. Like it would cool you down if you were really hot, but it's not cold enough to shiver.
What are you talking about?
The temperature of the water.
What water?
The temperature of the pool water is perfect.
So this is a pool?
This is a pool! We have a lower budget option for guests. These are SCUBA huts?
No.
No?
Cozy
huts.
rooms. Cozy homes.
Cozy homes. These are
cozy house. Cozy houses.
These are cozy homes. Cozy houses. Let's check out the beach.
Here's the finger.
Let's check out the beach. Let's check out the beach. The best feature of all.